So hi, it's Matthew Anthony from Malta. I will be taking part in the final with my song called Tomorrow, and hopefully we'll see how it goes.
Hello everybody, I am here with Matthew Anthony, one of the 16 finalists in Malta Eurovision Song Contest 2018. He will be participating with the song called Tomorrow. Hello Matthew, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing quite fine right now. Are you good?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. So, you're one of the youngest competitors in this year's selection. How's that
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that, first and foremost?
I'm feeling quite good, actually. Apart from being one of the youngest, I'm also one of the few new faces in the Malta Eurovision Song Contest. As a soloist, there are just two. There's just me and Aiden, so it's quite an honor for me to be competing with these big talents and these familiar faces in Eurovision.
Very good. And so what inspired you to be a part of Malta Eurovision Song Contest? Have you watched it whilst you're younger, or is it just, as many Maltese acts use it as a platform? So what inspired you to enter the competition?
Well, probably the main reason is I'm a big fan of Eurovision, so I've always wanted to be part of it, not just following the artist, but being the actual artist taking part. Apart from that, it's quite a good platform, especially in Malta. Eurovision sets you on a great platform in your musical career. So it's a mix of both.
Okay. Moving on to the song called Tomorrow. For people who haven't heard it or won't hear it until the night, how would you describe the song?
Well, it's actually a song that I think nobody would expect to hear from a Malta Eurovision contest. It's a style of song that, in my opinion, has never been part of the finals in Eurovision. It's quite modern, and it's different than the typical ballad that they're used to hearing in Maltese Eurovision. So it might be a good surprise. I hope so. Anyway.
That's good. And so, what does the song mean to you then? To see that's very different from what we're going to hear, what to expect from Malta. What does it mean to you then as a song? Like, what made you want to use this song for Malta Eurovision Song Contest?
So the song, it was actually quite unexpected that I would be taking part in this song. I was actually working on a different song since April, and just 2 weeks before the Eurovision, I decided not to enter with the song. And a Swedish composer, we heard the song. He sent me the song about 2 weeks before. I heard it with my vocal tutor, and I don't know. I really connected with the song. All of a sudden, I felt it. It felt like it was the good song to enter with it. So it was the kind of style that I wanted to portray as well. It was vocally very good for me. It's exactly in my style. So it was a perfect song for me, actually. In about a week, I recorded it before the deadline, and let's hope for the best.
And now you're here. So you said that you were working on a different song. Will you be releasing that song after Malta Eurovision Song Contest, or will you submit it next year? What do you think you'll be doing with this other song you have tucked away?
At the moment, I'm continuing to produce it right now. So my intention is to release it as a single after the contest. However, if I find that it's adequate for Eurovision, I might keep it in my books in store for the years coming, and maybe hopefully be in the final again.
Also, just doing a little backcheck on you, it says that you have been a big fan of Eurovision and the Malta Eurovision Song Contest, and you've been to the Malta Eurovision Song Contest every single year from about 2010.
Yes. Yes, they agreed that one.
What is it about this competition that has made you be in the audience every single year?
Well, I've always had a certain connection with the festival. My parents, they used to gather up with their friends. So it was like a yearly event. We always go there. It was something special for a young child. I'm a big fan of music as well. I've been playing the guitar since about I was years old, writing songs. It's one of the biggest, not the biggest song competitions worldwide, not even Europe, not in Europe, as we're seeing Australia are joining. And so it's something very big. and very nice to be part of and to follow. Actually, it's like a whole community in itself.
Yeah. And would you say you were inspired by any of the artists that performed Malta Eurovision? Like, would you say any Maltese act have inspired you to be the artist you are today?
I would say that it's a mix of all the artists. I used to follow all artists. I never had that one particular artist. However, I was quite a big fan. I used to talk to all the artists. It was a big thing for me to have them friends on Facebook with me. And I always wanted to be like them. So it was probably the general feel, the general artists that made me want to be part of them as well.
Okay. And also, I saw that you were a part of the opening act for the Junior Eurovision Song Contest, which was hosted last year in Malta. I watched it back at home.
Yes.
We're big fans of it over here. How was that for you, being a part of the Junior contest?
That was amazing. It was one of the best experiences to date. As I said, it's the first taste that I had of actually being part of the Eurovision, not just in the audience and not just following the Eurovision, but actually being part of an act in the Eurovision. I also was a part of the stand-in, so I imitated the singers on stage before they came, actually, so that the cameras can set everything and have their script ready. So that actually made me feel as if I was performing on stage, on a big stage, big lights and everything like that. It was an amazing experience.
So which one, I need to ask, which act were you standing in for in 2016?
So I was standing in for Israel.
Ah, okay.
It was a duet.
Yeah, Sheer and Tim.
Where we have the same hairstyle. So.
And also then I have to ask, what about Daula Ton's this year, Gianluca Cilia? Because we adored his song and we wanted him to do a lot better. What did you think of Daula Ton?
Yeah, I think that he deserved better as well. I mean, for him to come second with the televoting, I mean, Malta is such a small island, no neighbors, no nothing. We only have sea around us. So seeing him coming second in televoting was quite good and probably enough for us as honored for the honor for Malta. But I would have hoped for him to go better from the judges sector and maybe placing even better. But he did a great job. It was a nice song, and he should be proud of himself.
Brilliant. So obviously you said that Call Tomorrow is a song that you instantly connected with and something that we've never really heard in Malta Eurovision Song Contest. What do you want the televoters and the fans across the world who'll be watching this to take away from your performance and your entry?
Well, as we've seen these past 2 years, the winning songs were quite traditional, especially last year, with this year actually with Portugal's entry. It was quite a traditional type of song, which I admire them that they're taking back to the roots. But I think it's time to give a new taste of the modern era as well. Not just going back, but introducing some traditional elements with some new elements, which is music. That's how it works. That's how it works, right? So hopefully they can do that.
Yeah. And just like to round out on everything, if you have a favourite Maltese Eurovision entry, what is it and why?
That's a tricky question. I would probably have to say it was Gianluca's entry with Tomorrow. Funny enough, Tomorrow as well. Not only because of the name of the song, which is similar to mine, but it was exactly what I'm trying to say with my song. It's different, something that nobody expected from Malta. It wasn't the typical ballad, and actually it showed because it placed quite good. I mean, it was one of the best placings through these last 10 years for Malta. So I would have to say it was Gianluca's song.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. That, everyone, is Matthew Anthony. He will be competing in Malta Eurovision Song Contest 2018 on the 3rd of February. And if you're in Malta and want Matthew and Calls Tomorrow to be in Lisbon, give him a vote when the phone lines open on the 3rd of February. Best of luck, Matthew. We will see what happens to you.
Thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to hearing your song.
I'm looking forward for you to hear it as well.
Thank you.